Welcome to the Beach by David Head and illustrated by David Head. Started on a rainy day dreaming about our beach adventures. One hot summer day, a boy named David woke up very excited. Today was the day, the beach. He was going to the beach. Now he needed to decide what to take. He pulled out his chalkboard and began his list. He needed David arrived at the beach for his great adventure. He was ready to explore. He had his swimsuit, a pail, and a towel. The beach had umbrellas, a turtle named Fred, balls, and best of all, shells. David needed to collect shells. All good beach explorers had a shell collection. He thought about which direction to go and decided to go right. All great adventures begin by going right. At least, that is what David thought. The sand was warm on David's feet, and the ocean breeze felt cool. Up ahead, he saw a giant turtle and a starfish holding a shell. The starfish said, "You get to keep a shell if you do good listening." David remembered how good a listener he was and thought, "This will be easy." He sat down to join the class and learned about a clamshell. Now, all this listening made him hungry. When the class was over, he grabbed a sack lunch as he left. David walked down the beach with his pail and lunch bag in hand. As he walked up to some rocks, he could hear voices calling, "Jump! Jump! Jump!" He had to see what it was. David climbed up on the rock, and his eyes went wide. There on the beach were 1, 2, 3 scallop shells cheering, and a turtle standing on a shovel. "Oh, what fun!" He began to cheer. "Jump!" The turtle leaped into the air, did a backflip, and landed with a splash. David grabbed a scallop shell and set out to find more shells. David now had 2 shells. As he walked along the beach, he wondered what shell he would find next. Before he could think any more about it, a beach ball zoomed over his head. "Duck!" he heard someone yell. He ducked just in time as another beach ball went over his head. David looked around and saw crabs using catapults to fling beach balls at a sandcastle. These crabs are trying to storm the castle. They are using mussel shells for shields. One of those shells would be great for David's collection if he could just avoid the beach balls and grab one. After grabbing a shell, David ran for cover. As David ran down the beach, he heard someone yell, "Watch out!" David stopped and looked down to see a big hole and a hermit crab directing a dig. They were using oyster drill shells to dig a hole. A crane was collecting trash. David decided he could use the oyster drill shell. He may need to dig a hole too, so he picked up a shell and waved goodbye to the hermit crab. This was much better now that the beach balls were not coming at his head. David looked in his pail and counted his shells. He had 4 different kinds of shells. David decided to try to find one more. As David came over a sand dune, he saw a flag planted on the beach. It was the United States flag. There were 1, 2, 3 hermit crabs looking for items on the beach. It could not be. What a discovery. Hermit astronauts with moon snail. Incredible. The best find today. David wished the hermit crabs luck on their search and took a moon snail shell for his collection. That part of the beach sure seemed like a world away. He better get back and show everyone his collection. Besides, he had this yummy lunch he had been carrying around, and he was really hungry. At least he hoped it was a yummy lunch. David had not opened the bag yet. Back where the family was sitting on the beach, David placed the shells on a towel. He had collected 5 shells: a clam shell, scallop shell, mussel shell, oyster drill shell, and a moon snail shell. Wow, what a fun day. David opened up the lunch bag. Crackers and cheese. He loved crackers and cheese. David ate his lunch and thought about what he should do next. The end.